The movie begins on a quiet and deserted night in the city of London. It's 3 o'clock at night, a time known as the witching hour. This is the time when it's believed that people are in deep sleep and strange things come out. The scene shifts to our main character, Sophie, who lives in an orphanage. All the other children are asleep, but Sophie suffers from insomnia. She is awake. She gets out of her bed, locks the door, and nervously goes to the window. The streets are completely empty, but then she sees something strange. She feels like there's a huge shadow standing near the building. Sophie tries to hide under her blanket out of fear, but curiosity brings her back to the window. As soon as she looks outside, she is stunned. A very tall, thin, and elderly-looking giant is standing there. The giant is blowing something into the windows of the houses. Suddenly, the giant notices Sophie. Terrified, Sophie crawls under her bed, but it's already too late. The giant puts his huge hand inside the window. Sophie tries to scream, but the giant picks her up along with her blanket. The giant starts running through the streets of London with her. Here we see just how quickly and skillfully the giant hides himself so that no human can spot him. He crosses forests and mountains far from the city and reaches a place that doesn't even exist on human maps. This is giant country. Sophie thinks that the giant will eat her, because ever since she was a child, she has heard stories that giants eat humans. The giant brings Sophie to his cave and places her on a table. Sophie has a knife and tries to threaten the giant, but the giant just laughs. He speaks in his strange language, which sounds a bit funny. He tells Sophie that he won't eat her. He says, "I won't eat you, because I'm a good giant. I'm the BFG. The BFG explains that he brought her here because Sophie had seen him, and if she told anyone that giants exist, humans would come to hunt the giants and lock them up in cages. That's why Sophie will have to stay here forever now." But the story takes a twist when we find out that the BFG isn't the only giant in Giant Country. There are actually 9 other giants living there who are much bigger, stronger, and more ferocious than the BFG. The BFG is the smallest among them all. While the BFG and Sophie are talking, they suddenly hear heavy footsteps outside the cave, and the leader of the giants appears at the door. The BFG quickly hides Sophie inside a big vegetable. Flesh Lump Peter comes inside and starts bothering the BFG. He tries to sniff around because he can smell a human. This scene becomes quite tense when Flesh Lumpita picks up the snozzcumber in which Sophie is hiding and is about to eat it. But the taste of the snozzcumber is so disgusting that he spits it out. And Sophie, who is completely covered in that nasty goo, is saved, though she gets thrown far away. When Flesh Lumpita leaves, the BFG cleans Sophie up. Sophie asks what these giants eat. The BFG explains that they eat humans. Every night, they go to different countries to snatch people. For example, Flesh Lumpita likes the taste of England, while someone else prefers Greece. The BFG says that he himself is a vegetarian and survives only by eating those disgusting snozzcumbers, because nothing else grows here. Sophie feels sorry for him. The BFG offers Sophie a drink. This drink contains water. It doesn't grow. Sophie feels sorry for him. The BFG offers Sophie a drink. In this drink, the bubbles don't go up, but rather go down. Gradually, the friendship between the two begins to deepen. The next morning, the BFG decides to take Sophie to Dream Country, but as soon as they step outside, they are surrounded by the other 9 giants. These giants bully the BFG, toss him around like a football, and make fun of him. Sophie watches all this while hiding in his pocket, and she feels very bad for the BFG. Eventually, the BFG manages to escape from them, and the two of them arrive in a magical world. Here, colorful lights are floating everywhere in the air. The BFG explains that these are dreams. He wiggles his big ears and listens to the dreams flying through the air. He catches the good dreams in his net and locks them in jars so that he can give these dreams to sleeping children. There is also a bad dream there, which is red in color and flying around angrily. The BFG catches that one too, so it can't trouble any child. On the way back, Sophie suggests that they should do something about these nasty giants, but the BFG is afraid. Back in the cave, Sophie tries to find her blanket, which had fallen earlier. But just then, Flesh Lumpita and Blood Bottler return. They wreak havoc in the BFG's cave. They break all of BFG's dream jars and start looking for Sophie. This time, Sophie barely manages to escape. BFG realizes that Sophie is not safe here. He decides that he will take Sophie back to the orphanage. With a heavy heart, he drops Sophie back in London, but Sophie insists that she won't leave him alone. She jumps off the balcony, trusting that the BFG will catch her, and that's exactly what happens. The BFG saves her from falling. Now Sophie has an amazing plan. She tells the BFG that they should seek the help of the Queen of England. At first, the BFG is scared that the Queen will have him killed, but Sophie explains that if the Queen is shown these giants in her dreams, she will believe them. The plan is that the BFG will create a dream in which he will show Sophie has an amazing plan. She tells the BFG that they should seek the help of the Queen of England. At first, the BFG is scared that the Queen will kill him, but Sophie explains that if the Queen is shown these giants in her dreams, she will believe them. The plan is that the BFG will create a dream in which he will show the Queen the cruelty of the giants and also show her that a little girl is sitting at her window. The BFG mixes different dreams from his collection to prepare a new dream. This is a very beautiful part of the movie, where we see how dreams are made. In the darkness of night, the BFG and Sophie arrive at Buckingham Palace. They sneak into the garden, hiding as they go. The BFG uses his long trumpet to blow the dream into the Queen's bedroom. In the dream, the Queen sees how giants are eating children and how a big giant and a little girl are asking for her help. As soon as the Queen wakes up, she is in shock. At that moment, she sees the same girl at the window who was in her dream. Sophie is sitting on the window and the BFG is hiding in the garden. The Queen, who is very brave and kind, invites Sophie inside. Sophie explains to her that the dream was real. The Queen wants to meet the BFG. This scene is very funny and touching. When the BFG shows his face, the Queen isn't scared, but rather surprised. She invites the BFG for breakfast. Now the problem is that the BFG is so big that he can't fit in the palace's dining hall. So the staff work together to set up a big ladder and table. The BFG's innocence wins everyone's heart here. He accidentally bumps into the chandelier and makes a lot of noise while eating. When he's given coffee, he offers the Queen some frubscottle. The Queen and her generals drink it, and everyone ends up with an upset stomach. Everyone starts laughing and the atmosphere becomes a bit lighter. But now it's time for action. Sophie and the BFG tell the Queen and her generals where the evil giants live and what their plan is. The Queen immediately orders her army and air force into action. The plan is to capture the giants while they're asleep using helicopters. The BFG will guide those helicopters. A large cargo helicopter carries the BFG and the rest of the helicopters follow behind. The climax scene takes place in Giant Country. It's afternoon and all the giants are fast asleep. The soldiers quietly descend and start tying thick chains around the giant's arms and legs. This task is extremely risky because if even one giant wakes up, everyone will be killed. BFG puts a bad dream into Fleshlump Peter, who is the most dangerous, so that he doesn't move. But by mistake, the nightmare is so terrifying that Fleshlump Peter wakes up with a jolt. As soon as he wakes up, he sees that humans are tying them up. He shouts in anger and wakes up the other giants as well. A huge commotion breaks out. The giants try to break the helicopters and attack the soldiers. BFG had always been afraid until now, but today he gathers his courage for his friends. He stands in front of the Fleshlump Peter. Fleshlump Peter moves forward to kill BFG. The situation is about to get out of hand. Seizing the opportunity, the helicopters drop a big net over him. Together, the soldiers and BFG manage to subdue the rest of the giants as well. BFG finally tells them, "You always tormented me, but today your evil has come to an end." All the giants are lifted up by huge helicopters. At the end of the movie, we see that the Queen has sent these giants to a deserted place.